Hey everyone, Angie back for another Barista Basics video. I hope that you guys are doing well. Quick little thing before I start the video. I know I haven't posted for a couple weeks. I feel like I say this every time I post a new video, but I actually got to have kind of a life these past few weeks, which was cool. You know, I'm still like working a bunch and whatever, but I actually got to do some pretty fun stuff, like hang out with my friends and, you know, some other things. These past few weeks, and the day I'm really only free is a Thursday, so that's why I haven't been able to post any videos. So this video is still pretty timely. As you can tell from the title, the topic is going to be Starbucks' fall 2021 launch, but I'm a little late to the party, obviously. This is probably not going to be new information to anybody because the launch has been going on for quite a minute. I think it launched the 24th of August, maybe? Something like that. But anyways, I'm a little late to the party, but still useful information to know. So, yeah, that's why I haven't posted a video. Anyways, nobody asked, but I feel the need to mention that every time. Anyways, so on to the actual topic, the reason why you clicked on the video. So I'm going to start by talking about the drinks that are a part of the fall launch. Then I'll move into the food items. And then lastly, I'll talk about coffee, the new coffees. So to start, regarding the drinks, of course, everybody knows that fall time is the return of pumpkin spice, Miss PSL. She is back and she's really better than ever. Like, she tastes pretty great. Sometimes, like, they modify it. I mean, can't confirm this, but it seems like they modify the pumpkin spice recipe a little bit each year. Like, they tweak it kind of. I mean, that's what I've heard from people. To be honest, I probably don't have the palate or the memory, probably more so, to distinguish between like what it tastes like last year and this year. But it tastes pretty damn good this year. So I've been really feeling it. It's definitely going to be included pretty heavily in my fall drinks video, like my favorite drinks for the fall season of this year. I already know that for a fact. So look forward to that if you're interested in interesting pumpkin drinks. But yeah, so pumpkin spice is back. Goes without saying, it's pretty like ubiquitous for Starbucks in the fall time. But just to reiterate kind of what is obvious, what you can do with the pumpkin spice, because I'm sure everybody and their mother has had pumpkin spice at least once. You can obviously just get like the PSL, pumpkin spice latte. You can get it iced. You could get it as a frappuccino. We also do have the pumpkin cream cold brew back this year as well. So essentially what that is, I probably talked about it last year. Can't remember because it was a year ago. But basically it's just a cold brew with some vanilla syrup on the bottom and then pumpkin cold foam, which is simply just the vanilla sweet cream cold foam with a couple pumps of pumpkin in it. It's actually pretty good. And it comes with the pumpkin topping, which is basically kind of like pumpkin pie seasoning, you could think of it as. It has like nutmeg in there, cinnamon. What are other kind of things that go on a pumpkin pie? Nutmeg, cinnamon. Why am I like totally blanking? It doesn't have like allspice and stuff in that. Maybe a little bit of clove? Maybe? I feel like there's a big one, like a big spice that I'm missing. But besides the point, y'all know what I'm talking about. So all of the pumpkin-related drinks come with that powder on it as well. And I think that's it regarding Miss Pumpkin. The lattes, frappuccino, and the cold brew. Yeah, okay. So PSL, back. We love her. And yeah, we love PSL. Moving on to the next drink. This is actually new. This is probably the biggest new thing that's a part of this launch. Actually, I think it's the only new thing that's a part of this launch besides the coffees, question mark. I'm specifically referring to the reserve coffees. I know we've had one of them before, but these other two don't sound familiar. Again, I don't have a very good memory, so they very easily could have been like a part of the reserve list in the past. I don't know. But regardless, I do know for a fact that the next drink I'm about to talk about is completely new. Like, the syrup's new, the drizzle's new, it's all new. And what I'm referring to is the apple crisp macchiato is kind of the official drink that they have. But of course, you can use this apple crisp syrup in whatever way you'd like. But basically, to describe the drink, kind of the official, like, apple macchiato, like, the official drink Starbucks has launched to promote the apple crisp syrup is the macchiato. So it's basically the same thing as the caramel macchiato, except instead of vanilla on the bottom of the cup, it's the apple crisp syrup. And then instead of caramel drizzle on top, it's the apple crisp, like, I don't know how they call it, topping, I guess, or syrup. Well, it wouldn't be the syrup. Kind of like sauce. It tastes like apple pie, basically. That's what it's meant to taste like. And of course, this, you can get iced, of course. Ice has been pretty popular, I've noticed. You could also get it as a Frappuccino. Again, it's kind of the same thing with any other syrup or sauce. Like, you can put it into pretty much anything you want. But again, the macchiato is kind of like the official drink that Starbucks is trying to use to promote the whole apple crisp. Now, regarding my opinion on it, nobody asked, but this is my video, so I will give you my opinion on it. And I do feel very strongly about it because I don't like it. I tried it. The syrup, anyways, I really dislike. First of all, it smells like vape juice. Like, if y'all have ever known someone who has smoked, like, a vape, specifically ones where it's, like, the whole rig and, you know, it's, like, not a disposable one. It's, like, has multiple uses. You have to buy little, like, juices that you literally squeeze in. It's like a whole thing, whatever. Basically, the syrup smells exactly like that. And when I caught a whiff of it, I was, like, triggered, to be honest. I was like, oh my God, this is, like, too much right now. So the smell was definitely the first off-putting thing about it. And then I tasted it, and the taste, I kind of taste how it smells. It tastes to me how I imagine the vape juice would taste. And again, of course, this isn't to say that Starbucks is putting vape juice in y'all's drinks. That's just what it makes me think of. And again, this is also just my opinion. People seem to enjoy it. Like, it's sold pretty well. Not really compared to the pumpkin, but of course, everybody loves pumpkin. But, you know, the apple crisp has been holding its own, you know, doing its thing, staying in its lane. But what I will say is the drizzle that you get on it, like the sauce, the apple crisp sauce, whatever, that actually tastes so good. That legitimately tastes like apple pie filling, and it is, like, good. Like, it's actually good, I promise. The only problem with it is I haven't found sort of some way to incorporate it into a drink that I like yet. I think maybe what I'll have to do is use the drizzle kind of in place of the syrup that would go on the bottom of the cup. You know, in any sort of drink where I would use the apple crisp, instead of using the syrup, I would just use the drizzle. Because I think, like, in theory, I like it. You know, like, I enjoy apple pie. Also, the whole apple and coffee combination is also sort of peculiar, but I think maybe with the drizzle instead of the syrup, I can definitely find something that I like. And I mean, y'all will know because I will post a fave fall drinks video, obviously, like I mentioned just previously. And I really do want to include some sort of apple crisp related drink in there. So I'm going to keep trying, and you guys will see if I'm successful or not whenever that video comes out. But yeah, so apple crisp is like the new, like the big new thing for this launch. Again, for me, kind of underwhelming, but I do suggest that you try it because, again, this is just my opinion. You might like it. So you don't know unless you try it, right? But yeah, so those are the, before I shoot myself in the foot, let me just think. Yeah, it's just the pumpkin and the apple crisp. Okay, so that's all for, like, fall drinks. Now, moving on to fall food items. There's nothing really new here either, to be honest. The Fox Cake Pop is back. It is just as cute as it was last year. Cute as a button. And it basically is the same as the birthday cake pop, wherein it's kind of like vanilla cake in the middle. It's just a bit sweeter, the Fox Cake Pop is, because, you know, foxes have little ears, and that's also kind of adorned on the cake pop itself. So there's a bit more, how do you say? Like, first of all, a bit more, like, icing on it, obviously because of the ears. I haven't actually bit off one of the ears on its own, so I don't know if that's just, like, completely just icing, or, like, if there's little tiny, like, you know, cake pop balls for the ears too. But anyways, tastes the same as the birthday cake pop, but it is just a bit, like, it's just a bit more, you know, than, because it has those ears on top of it, which again is super cute. And if you ever have a birthday cake pop or another cake pop and you're like, man, I just wish this were sweeter, I wish I had more of it, then try the Fox Cake Pop, because it tastes the same and you get just that little more amount of sugar. So it's something to consider. But yeah, the Fox Cake Pop is cool, pretty cute. Yeah, that's really the only food item, like kind of new food item for this launch. Obviously, they're trying to promote other, like, oh, duh, the pumpkin scone is back, and the pumpkin cream cheese muffin. I totally almost skipped over these. These have also made their return this year. The pumpkin scone, still as good as always, love her. The icing, I feel like I remember saying this last year, but the icing is something that I do need to scrape most of it off. Thankfully, it comes off pretty easy, but yeah, it's good. The scone, like the pastry itself is good, and the icing itself is good too, but it's just too sweet for me. Like, I can eat all of the, like, pastry part of it, but I can't eat all of the icing because it's too much. Like, I feel like I have a tummy ache if I eat all that icing, which is ironic because my drink should be giving me a tummy ache. But anyways, yeah, the pumpkin scone still slaps. And the pumpkin cream cheese muffin, I can't really comment on. I can comment on its popularity. It's sold pretty well, at least at my store. But I can't really comment on how it tastes or if it tastes any different from last year. It probably doesn't. But I just really have a strong aversion to cream cheese. I'm not the biggest fan of cream cheese or any sort of variant of it. So I have not tried the muffin, as you can imagine. But my coworkers who enjoy cream cheese, they say that it hits, and customers seem to like it too. So if you're into cream cheese, I would definitely recommend trying that guy. And obviously, of course, Starbucks is trying to promote the pumpkin bread, obviously, because, you know, pumpkin fall time. But that's always something that's available all year round. It doesn't just come out during fall time. But we love pumpkin bread. She's great. Has some nice seeds on it. They're kind of green. Don't really know what they are, but they taste good. Actually, they're probably pumpkin seeds. Who'd have thought? But anyways, the pumpkin loaf is also really good too. And that's about it regarding the food items. And now we can move into the coffees that have been reintroduced. Again, I don't know if these existed in the past or have been, like, promoted in the past. But there's 3 new reserve coffees that have been, sort of implemented with this launch. And they also launched Guatemala Casi Cielo, which is a medium roast. And it's not a reserve coffee. So if your store isn't like a reserve store that has like a Clover machine, then you can still get the Casi Cielo at any store. And it's basically, again, a medium roast. It is from Guatemala, obviously. And I believe it was there last year too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really drink hot coffee that much, so I don't really remember because I haven't, I just don't consume it very often. But Casi Cielo, the name definitely, like, it doesn't sound new. Like, I'm sure that it's been there in the past, maybe during last fall time. But yeah, that has come back, I guess, because I feel like it existed in the past. So it came back for this fall launch, which is pretty cool. It's also pretty popular. Customers really seem to enjoy it. And to describe it, I'm trying to remember what the bag says. It has notes of bright Meyer lemon and cocoa nibs. So if that sounds interesting to you, a little bit of a citrus, kind of like a bittersweet chocolate moment, I'd recommend. And also, I'm going to go in a little diatribe here, but I wanted to talk about what a Meyer lemon is because I had to look it up because I just thought it was like a name for a fancy lemon, but it's actually like it's its own thing, which is pretty cool. So what I learned about it is that it's a hybrid citrus fruit that's native to China, mainland China. And essentially it's a combination of a citron, which is kind of like a big umbrella term for citrus fruits that are kind of like lemons and limes, essentially. It's a cross between a citron and a hybrid of mandarin and pomelo. I got it all locked in here, y'all. So mandarin refers to mandarin orange, and a pomelo, I learned, is basically another citrus fruit native to Southeast Asia, and it is kind of considered like the ancestor to the grapefruit, so it's pretty similar to that. I assume it kind of tastes pretty comparable too. Obviously, it's a citrus fruit as well. But that's what a Meyer lemon is. It's that hybrid, so the mandarin pomelo hybrid crossed with a citron, and that's the Meyer lemon. So that's kind of one half of the flavor notes of the Guatemala Cassis Yellow blend. So that's pretty cool. I learned something new. I researched that just before this video, so hopefully I'll remember it. Probably not, but I learned it for this video. That was weird. Anyways, moving on. So that's the new kind of coffee that launched that's available in any stores. And now moving on to the new reserve coffees. There are 3. Again, I do know that one of them I've seen in the past. I don't really remember these other 2. Maybe one of these looks familiar, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to talk about them the same way anyways. So the first, actually, I'll start with the one that I know we've had in the past then. So the first one I have here is Hawaii. Hawaii, I don't speak Hawaiian, so I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Kau, maybe? That's my best guess at pronouncing it. I apologize to all my Hawaiians. But yes, I also, something that I want to try to implement in these launch videos is trying to obtain these little cards to show you in the video, just because they're so beautiful. And look at this. It's like, it has foiling on it, so it's reflective and so pretty. The designs for these are honestly amazing. All of them, even just all of the reserve coffees, not just these ones, are really pretty. And when you buy a reserve coffee, then this comes attached on the bag, and it has information on the back, as you can see, which I am going to read off because now I actually have the card to talk about it. So again, this is the first reserve coffee. There's 3 that are a part of this launch. I do know for a fact that we've had this one in the past. So I can go ahead and describe it. So some information about how the coffee itself tastes. It says here on the card that delicate floral aromas complement notes of nougat and almond brittle with a syrupy sweetness. There you have it. Sounds pretty cool. And then, so that was this top part here. And then this bottom portion is essentially kind of gives you a bit more information on where the, how do they call it? Where they grow this specific coffee, kind of maybe a bit of how it's harvested. Just information to kind of help build this narrative around the coffee. So, according to the card, this, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, I'm just going to read it off. Located on the south side of the Big Island, Kau, is home to black sand beaches and a close-knit coffee community. After the last sugar plantation closed in 1996, farmers looked to coffee as a new source of livelihood. Despite ideal growing conditions, they initially struggled to step out of the shadow of their well-established neighbor Kona. That's another coffee that Starbucks has gotten in the past. The tide shifted in 2007 when two Kau coffees placed in the top 10 at a global cupping competition. Look at that. Inspired by the results, local advocate Chris Manfredi hired agronomists and consultants to help small-scale farms succeed. 14 years and many more awards later, Hawaii Kau is a coveted microorigin. Cool. Microorigin. We talked about that in one of my videos in the past. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then it says on here, kind of like a quick little fact sheet. So geography, so where it's grown is Big Island, Hawaii. The varietal, honestly, I don't really know what that refers to. I'll have to research that. That could be a topic for another video, actually, which is cool. But it says here, Typica, or maybe Typica, red Caturra, and yellow Caturra. Again, this is the first time I'm seeing these words, y'all. I apologize. So again, don't really know what that means, but I will do some more research about it, and hopefully I can inform you guys of what it means in the next video. And then the processing is that it's washed, which is cool that it also includes that. So this is the first one, Hawaii. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess I could make this its own video because, like, I'm reading off a lot of information about it, but I already have filmed this video and it's at 20 minutes. So we're just going to keep going. But again, super pretty. The foiling is everything. So this is the first one. Now the next one here is the one that I was a little on the fence about. I feel like I've seen this one before, but I do have the memory of a goldfish. So I could just be like gaslighting myself and thinking that I saw it before, but I feel like we've had it. But regardless, so we have Costa Rica, Naranjo. Super pretty. Again, all of these are adorned with the gold foiling. So pretty. I'm like obsessed with it. Okay. So what it says on the back to describe its flavor, it is, or the coffee contains apricot and almond notes with a molasses sweetness and a smooth chocolatey mouthfeel. Okay. Pretty cool. Little fruity, nutty, sweet, chocolatey business. Pretty cool. Then some more information about the coffee, where it comes from. Oh my gosh. The rhythmic song of ox cart wheels over Costa Rica's lush, rugged terrain is a throwback to the Naranjo region's earliest coffee traditions. Ox carts, elaborately hand-painted with intricate, colorful designs, hauled coffee beans on an arduous 2-week journey from the local mill to the Pacific coast, gateway to the rest of the world. Today, ox carts are a national art form. That's cool. A mainstay of parades, festivals, and enduring harvest rituals. Their brilliant hues celebrate coffee's vitality in the region, where small holder farms in the Naranjo Cooperative work together to produce this elevated lot rooted in community pride. These devoted efforts carry on the legacy of the beloved ox cart, a symbol of resilience that transcends generations. Pretty sick. See that? Like, that's why these things are so cool. Like, it's just really interesting information, you know, kind of like anecdotal stuff. Then it says here about the kind of quick facts on the bottom. Geography, obviously, it's from Naranjo, Costa Rica. The varietal is Caturra. Oh, my Lord. Catuai and Villasarchi. Again. You know, I'm just going to stop mentioning it. We all know that I can't pronounce anything anyways. And the processing is that it's also washed. Pretty cool. I don't have much to comment on it because, again, I don't really drink hot coffee, so I don't really try these super often, which I think kind of makes me a bad, like, Starbucks partner. I feel like I definitely should try these, and I might in the future. But anyways, so super cute. Costa Rica, Naranjo. So this is the second one. And then third, which doesn't look familiar to me, so it may very well be like a new edition. But we have Vietnam Dalat And this is described as having bittersweet chocolate accented with notes of dried orange peel and cedar and a caramel sweetness. Interesting. Cedar. So I guess maybe it's a bit more earthy, kind of woodsy, I guess. But anyways, what it says about it is that, let's see here, anchored by the city of Da Lat, nicknamed the City of Eternal Spring, Vietnam's Lam Don province provides a dreamlike setting for coffee cultivation. It is a uniquely serene world of mist-shrouded pine forests, cool temperatures, and volcanic soil, giving rise to coffee, tea, roses, orchids, y'all, what is the matter with me? Orchids and lotus flowers. Here, farmers load just-picked coffee cherries onto small motorbikes and, in order to deliver high-quality crops, speed off over rugged terrain to the nearest buying stations. Their commitment pays off, culminating in a coffee representing the perfect marriage of place and persistence, nature and ambition. Whoever writes these also, A+. It's really, like, captivating writing. I just sounded really freaking, what's the word for someone who, like, pretentious. I sounded really pretentious there, sorry. And then the little facts on the bottom. Geography is from Central Highlands, Vietnam. Varietal just says Catamore. And it's also washed. So all three are washed processing, which, again, we talked about in a video way back when. Oh, and I didn't even get to show you the foil on this one. I forgot to. Very pretty. So as you can see, each of the logos have the foiling, but then also there are certain like accents as a part of the design that have the foiling. I am obsessed. They're so pretty. Okay. But yeah, so here are all three. I'll hold them up for y'all. This would probably be better. So we have all three here. Super nice. And also these color combinations are kind of everything. Awesome. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Half an hour long, but it's me, so who's surprised? But yeah, so that is everything that has been included in Starbucks' fall launch for this year. I hope that you guys learned something interesting, something useful, of course. I highly encourage you to try, even though I like talk smack about the apple crisp, whatever. I encourage you to try it anyways, just to see if you like it. It might just be like a me thing. But yeah, I encourage you to try it because you don't know if you might like it. Of course, you got to get your PSL at least once. And yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you guys for checking the video out, and I will see you next week. Hopefully. I mean, now I actually have like a solid idea because I am going to try to research again what this varietal means on the back of these cards. So hopefully that will be enough information to talk about in next week's video. But anyways, I will see you guys then, and I hope you take care. Take care. Again. Bye-bye.